Hello there. Happy new moon. Yes. In Aries. Moving forward. Getting things done. New beginnings. Gotta get you more in my office over here. New beginnings. We had a beautiful day here. Some of us are still having some stormy weather. But to start off the day, we have a steliium in Aries. And it's a doozy. Everybody has them in different houses depending on where you have Aries. If you want a reading with me at Daniel's Celtic World, you can contact me at Daniel's Celtic World at gmail.com, or you can contact me through Facebook at Daniel's Celtic World. You can IM me through Facebook, leave me a message, or um, text me through Facebook. I get those on my phone, as well as you can also touch base with me on Instagram. You can text me or email me or leave me a message there as well. And we can set up a time to meet to go over your chart, go through the tarot, and go through what you have in each of your houses, whether it's work, professional, things that your projects that you're pursuing, your personal life, love, finances, family, and friends, or what you want to see where your goals might be going and how it can help you to plan future goals that align with where you want to go in the future. With that said, let's get started with the astrology. Okay, we have a stellium here with many planets in Aries. I mean, we've got Uranus, Taurus, and Uranus and Taurus do not do well together, and we're going to get into that because we're going to have Uranus in Gemini here, getting towards the end of the month on April 25th. So anyway, we have Uranus, Aries, Mercury, Mars, the Sun, Chiron, Moon, all in different houses. For me, it's in my second house, which is the second house is how you make money, how you do finances, how you balance your finances, the money you gain from the people you work for, the money you gain from the people you know, and how those finances come to you in different ways. It also has to do with relationships and partnerships and duality and partnerships because it is the second house, which is duality, two of those people together. Second house matters are very important. I also have my ascendant sign in my second house as well. So I have my ascendant and my ascendant sign and in my second house and in my first house, which is how others see you in the world, how you appear in the world, how you appear to others. Um, we also have on the 19th coming up, we have the sun in Taurus. We're going into Taurus season. This is beautiful. I love Taurus. For me, um, Taurus is grounding. Taurus has to do with saving money, making money, work, balance, grounding, reaping what you sow, really thoughtful. And I like that Taurus is mellow, they're sensitive, they can be a little stubborn, but they're practical, they enjoy beauty, loyalty, very loyal, they love good food. I know that. I have told my son is a Taurus, 150%. They're, in Venus, they love to manage their money. They're kind of, I want to say, not tight with their money, but they're not going to be the one that overextends their spending unless they're maybe the lower level of Taurus. There's a higher level of each sign and a lower level of each sign, just like in each zodiac sign, there's three different decans. So Taurus is really practical. He loves the finer things in life. He's going to be the one that wants to make the house look beautiful, the outside look beautiful, likes to go, go, go. And then when they're ready to relax, they're very grounded and they stay very relaxed. We also have, when the sun is in Taurus, that means it's shining a light on all those of you that may have Taurus in your sun, your moon, or your rising sun, or any of the other houses. If you have Taurus in any of the other houses from the 19th through those couple of days for this week, I'm going to say, look at your different houses, pull up your astrology chart. If you don't, I can leave a link for you to go to where I will get my astrology chart of my own. But you can also go to, I know there's a Cafe Astrology, and there are a few ones that are free online for those of you that don't have an astrology chart, for you to look at where those Taurus is in one of your houses or many of your houses. For me, it's my second house. Look at where Taurus is in your houses, in your chart. That's where you are going to be working on this week. That's where you're going to be shining this week. We're also going to have on the 20th, Mercury, okay, is going to conjunct Saturn, which contains the third house of communication. Saturn, I know for those of us, especially myself, Pisces, Neptune, and a couple of other signs have had Saturn in their sign for the past 2.5 years or so. And it's been a long haul for many of us because Saturn wants everything done right. That planet is like the police officer, the zodiac of planets. They like to make sure everything's done right. This week, since Mercury is going to be conjunct, obviously Mercury, third house protocols. Be careful with anything that has to do with your third house. So this week, watch out for communication, technology, how you speak to people, how you communicate with people. Make sure you think before you engage your mouth, engage brain before your mouth, so that if you're upset, you're not yelling or screaming. With Saturn in there, it could be where you want things to be a certain way, especially if it's a contract. Contract is the third house. If you want your car to run a certain way and the mechanic didn't fix it right, that would be third house matters. Mercury conjunct Saturn could make you be, oh, you didn't do this right. And Saturn's going to be like, if you have that in your chart somewhere, Saturn's going to push us all to feel like, I want it this way. This is the way I want it done. This is the right way to get it done. Let's get it done the right way. It's supposed to be this way. Did you follow protocol? Did you follow procedures? That kind of thing. Did you do it on time? Did you check the timing? Those kinds of things. And, that's going to be something that you might want to address. With Venus and Taurus, the steliium, Venus, Taurus, Mercury, Mars, Aries. Let's look at where you have your stellium. Go to your chart. When you go into your houses, you will see all of those planets there in one of your houses. Not going to be all over the place like they normally are, in different spots where they might trine, or you might have a square, or things might be conjunct. That would not be the case so much today, and some of us do have much of that in our chart. But this week we still have the stellium carrying over. We also have on the 22nd where Venus is going to conjunct Uranus, and Uranus is more kind of like Aquarian energy, out and about, running around, the mayor of the town, uh, likes upheaval, likes to prove their point. Um, I want to say the rebel of a little bit of the rebel. Uranus is going to be Venus is going to be conjunct Uranus. So with Venus conjuncting Uranus, I would say take a look at some of your relationships. If anybody kind of going out of the way a little bit to do things that they wouldn't normally do, that's kind of like something Uranus would do. A little bit of the rebel, rock the boat a little bit. Um, that would kind of be something, anything that has to do with relationships. Venus also has to do with finances. And Venus is big on the fifth house of finances. If you don't have your finances in check your finances, check your bank statements online. Make sure nobody's dipping in. Maybe you use your debit card somewhere and they may not. Oh, I didn't charge that person. Let me charge them, and then they go back and charge you again, and then maybe you have 3 charges from the same place, and you should only have one. Things like that. Look for that with Venus. Um, you know, there with Uranus as well. Um, and what I want to say is also you will have on Friday the 24th Venus in Gemini. And Venus in Gemini is really good because Venus is all about the heart, relationship, finances. Gemini is all about, you know, really talking the duality, the not so much the different personalities. It's really the same personalities, just one way of thinking, one side of the personality, the other side of the personality, 2 ways of thinking. Geminis are very good with communication. They're Gemini's an air sign, which rules in tarot swords. Has to do with the mind, intellect. So make sure this week, you're kind of getting on that bandwagon, having the communication and the intellectual conversations with your loved ones, with finances, keeping up with those things. And, on the 25th, we have Uranus going into Gemini. Now, that's going to be something that's going to be very different. Because after the 25th, Uranus is going to go into Gemini. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. I'm going to take some water. Harami. And we already talked about how Uranus can be a little bit of a rebel, wants to go their own way, wants to do their own thing. A little bit of upheaval, likes to make sure that, they're kind of like the mayor of the town a little bit. They like to stir up things and not so much in a bad way. It could turn out where they think they're doing something right. Uranus personality would believe they're doing something right, and they're going to argue, or debate, litigate with you or with the crowd. But in actuality, they're just a pain in the ass. That's how I would look at it. Like, okay, we already talked about this. How many times are we going to beat a dead horse, right? Uranus is in Gemini for the next 7 years, y'all. And they say that from Texas. I was talking about that with many people today at work. We've had this we just got out of one situation. We're going into another. However, with Uranus and Gemini, and now we're going out of Aries season. We're going into Taurus on the 19th. Uranus and Gemini. Uranus and Taurus are not buddies. They don't really get along so well. So for the next few weeks, you're going to need to look at where you're standing your ground, how you're not having other people pass boundaries, cause upheaval, cause, distractions, cause a ruckus. Uranus personalities. Make sure that we're keeping it relaxed. Take a walk out in nature. Like Gemini, constantly engaging brain. Gemini is intellect. Gemini rules the mind. Gemini is communication, intellectual, ruled by Mercury, expression. This is how this is going to go for the next 7 years. So instead of getting involved in the upheaval, the rebellious, the litigating guy, kid, adult, person you work with, peer, colleague, because these are things that are going to come up for the next 7 years with Uranus and Gemini, and now we're going into Taurus season. This Taurus starts on the 19th. Then they don't really match. Taurus is kind of a mellow fellow, likes to balance the budget, likes good food, likes stability, likes grounding. Uranus is like, let's go join this, group over here. They're all against this, topic, and let's go over here and protest over here, and let's go over here and cause a ruckus. Oh, I don't agree with you. Let's litigate about that. I'm going to argue about that. So I would take myself out of that for peace of mind. Again, mind, Gemini, because Uranus is in Gemini the next 7 years going forward. Let's segregate the two and discern where you want to be. You want to be in the Gemini, the communication, the air, the using the mind, using the intellect, the duality of Gemini. You might be one way with the personal duality, the personality dualities in Gemini, and the other day you might be another way. So, but I implore everyone to make sure that you engage your mind before opening your mouth, or engage your mind before doing, engage your mind before making decisions, and make sure that when it comes to business, family, children especially, getting in a car, taking care of your body, let's make that a priority. Not putting others first. One of the big themes this April 25th and going forward, when Uranus goes into Gemini and it will start off in Taurus, is that you're going to have to always make sure you set boundaries. For sure. Uranus likes to come on in there and say, "Come on, let's go." Like, come on, buddy, let's go. But if you're not knowing what you're getting into, don't, if you don't know how deep the water is, then don't step your foot in the puddle. If you don't know it's a puddle, right? That's what I'm trying to say. What I want to also say is confirm that you are on the right side, that you are on in the right, seeing things. You're going to this with Uranus coming into Gemini at the end of the month here in April. We're going to start seeing things differently. Life is going to change as we know it for every sign, myself included. Every one of us are going to have something about us that will change, something about us that we may adopt, something about us that will change our personalities. I've already had two, and I've still come on this channel because and talk to everyone and read and do the astrology, because I this is what I really love to do besides teaching, and I've always loved to be teaching. I've been teaching for 21 years now. Um, my father passed away a couple days before my birthday. My birthday's March 3rd. I got a message from my stepmother March 2nd, and she said, "I'm sorry, your dad passed away in the hospital. He was having surgery. He got pneumonia. His lungs and his heart couldn't take it. He passed away in his sleep. Thankfully, he's gone." Or the, literally less than 24 hours before my birthday. Then this is just the start of this new cycle, new 7-year cycle. Then yesterday, for real, I got a call from my Uncle Gene from Brooklyn, New York. Lives in Bensonhurst. He's like, just needed to call you and let you know Aunt Pat died. My sister Patricia, your Aunt Pat died. And then I have another friend behind me. My friend Joe is sitting here with me, and he's like, this comes in threes, right? I'm like, shit, I don't need to hear this right now. I don't. I don't want to hear that, because I got to the point where it's like, okay, focus, just focus. Because I can't, I've already taken off school, because you only get so many days for your parents and your grandparents if they pass away. Can't take off any more days to mourn. So, things like this are going to be happening for people's lives are going to be different. People are going to see the way they live, the way they work, the way they manage themselves, the way they wake up in the morning, and people will be gone. They won't be there to talk to anymore. And where different people will be entering our lives. We will be making different decisions. Mm-hmm. And I thought about that when I posted on my family, I have a different page. I have a family page just for my family. And when my father died, the first thing I thought about is, I'm not going to be able to get up and just pick up the phone and talk to you for a couple hours. That was like, or I'm not going to be able to call you for advice. And the other thing that came up was when I was going into labor. My dad was, because he lives in Chicago, and he was the first person I picked up. I called my dad. He was the first person I picked up, because he runs his own company, or he runs many companies. He did, and so he could get away from that and do that. And then he's like, "You're in labor," and I called him because he was the only one that can. Everybody else was at work, because this happened in the morning, and he was the only one that was telling me how to breathe and how to go get, call somebody to call, my son's godmother. Said, "Okay, we got time to go to the hospital. Call Mariano. Tell him to come take the commuter bus back from Manhattan, back to Staten Island." And I thought about all those things. These are the things that are going to change. People are going to exit our lives. People are going to enter our lives. New loves, new life, new jobs, new houses, new. Children might. That was another thing. Your children might get married and have children. My children are my son. My younger son is 25, and my older son is 29. And I thought, oh, okay. Lots of things can be going on. These are things I want everybody to realize and think about now that we're going into this Uranus into Gemini for the next seven years. Life is going to change. Things are going to be different. We might wake up again, and the whole world will be upside down. They're different. We have to roll with the punches. We're going to be waking up to new perspectives. We're going to need to allow ourselves to, see ourselves and have more peace. We're going to have to separate ourselves and see how we can have more peace and have more calm, more meditations, more exercise. I try to walk as many miles as I can. If it's a mile here, a mile there, I'll go and I'll walk. I know where I live in Texas. Everybody drives their car, and they drive their car 3 blocks down the road, and I'm like, let's walk. Like, why do you want to walk? I'm like, I've always been walking. I walked my whole life throughout. In Manhattan, we walk. In Brooklyn, we walk. We take the train. We take the bus. We walk. We hail a cab. We walk. We walk everywhere. So for them, it may not be a big deal, but for me, I try to walk as much as possible to keep myself in good exercise. I suggest everybody works out and takes care of themselves and gets rest. Going forward, Aries is going to be moving fast after it comes out of this month. Take some relaxing, quiet time for self, for your health, and for mindfulness. That's my biggest thing. Take time to meditate, discern what's right for you, what's good for you going forward, watch, what you want to do for yourself. There might be also, and I noticed this as well, and I didn't think anything of it, because I see this time with my spiritual practices and oracle cards and readings and divination, Ouija board, scurrying, the things that I do, and candle making and arts and crafts and meditation, grounding. I see coincidences all the time. I see 11, 11, 10, 10, 3, 3, 3, 4, 44, 44. And I was researching this, and I've been going through and saying lots of dreams. And I wasn't putting the two together until I got the phone call about my father, because I kept getting these messages. Family. I kept seeing 444. 444. And I'm going, everybody seems to be okay. I'm okay. We're okay. Visiting, thinking about your dreams, looking for coincidences, looking for, I want everybody to also going forward, looking for things that are pushing some of us to go deeper into the collective. Some of us are going to ascend more. I have things that I do to practice to enhance psychic abilities and mediumship, and I meditate and I ground, and there's all kinds of things that we all do, and Reiki and all of those things, diving deeper into what is really reality as opposed to what we really think reality is. Okay? Because for most of us, these signals that we're getting, these coincidences, these signals that we're getting from the universe is telling us it's time to love and let go, like I've been saying for the past several weeks, love and let go. And okay, now it's time for you to take in these coincidences, these signals are pushing, and each of us towards our personal growth, our personal enlightenment. And once more, it's a meaning meaningful for our lives. The coincidences need to be recognized. I believe that they do. Not just they might mean something, because it might just be good luck. It might be your guardian angel saying, today I see you might need to push in this. And then I might see 333. And then I'll go, oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of probably could have needed that. I should have thought about that. Yeah, I might need that push. Or songs. I've been hearing the same recurring songs. That was one other thing. I kept hearing a lot of Jim Croce and Cats in the Cradle songs for like 2-3 weeks in a row. I kept hearing the same singer-songwriter from the 70s. I was a very little. And my dad used to sing all these songs to me. And one of them was too that I heard a lot of is my middle name is Joan, and he would sing the song to me, Mrs. Joan, Mrs. Joan, Mrs. Joan. I kept hearing the song, and then I got the news before my birthday. So I want everybody going forward to be aware of coincidences, songs, letters, numbers, people we haven't seen in a while, running into people, new people coming into our lives, old people we haven't seen coming back into our lives. I'm sorry if you hear that. That's my neighbor outside. He thinks he's got one of those cars. He thinks he's in the movie Fast and Furious, and he absolutely isn't. I apologize if you hear that noise. Um, Another thing might be is manifest, 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 manifest. All of you should be writing down this. Should have been writing down this week what we want to manifest, what we want to bring about, what we want to do, the beautiful goals we want to connect with and accomplish. Accomplish all these beautiful goals. Mm-hmm. Beautiful goals. Let them come in, meditate, visualize them, candle gazing. For me, I love absolute quiet. And I love music, the ambient music that is so relaxing that it's like you're doing things, but it feels like you're in an alpha state, or even deeper than that, but you're awake. I love anything that's within those states that make me feel very, very grounded and very relaxed, where I see things like out of the corner of my eye, I see shadows, I see things, see people moving. But for me, that is something that I practice every day when no one is around. I take the time for myself, and what I'm trying to say here is I believe it's healthy with us going into this new Uranus in Gemini for the next 7 years. Take care of you, ground yourself, take care of each other. If you have the ability, if you have family, if you have partnerships, if you have marriages, if you have relationships, if you have good friends, go to the gym together, go do some yoga, go work out, um, get on a healthier diet. Make sure you're taking care of you. More greens, more vegetables. Stay away from lectins. Stay away from red meat if you can. And soda. That's my bad word. Soda. Um, and make sure that we improve ourselves so that we can bring ourselves and ascend to our higher selves. And the moments that you're doing all these things, it's the universe is encouraging us to be better. And when we work towards being better by manifesting and trying to be better, the universe is collaborating with us and helping us to ascend. And that's what the whole purpose of communication is tonight is about. And also because we're going to be having the Gemini swords, mind, intellect, duality, expression, self-expression, free expression, intellectual capacity of great communication. It should be powerful for the next years for all of us to grow if we're engaged in those conversations with intellectual thinking before we speak. I know another thing that I wanted to mention too, a lot of people are leaving their jobs and going back to school and bettering themselves and doing exactly what they wanted to do 10, 20 years ago. And now they're like, I had enough of this. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do because, I'm going to make sure, sorry, I'm going to make sure that going forward, I've spent 20, 30 years doing this job I don't even like. I went to school to do, you know, to do something else. Like I have a cousin that went to school for English and she didn't even use it. things like that. People are starting to go, I want to go, I want to go back and do what I want to really do. I want to open a store. I don't want to work in an office and deal with somebody nagging me all day. I want to do something that's great. I want to open a music station where people can come buy musical instruments and I can give them music lessons. These are the things we're going to see with all the changes going on in the world for the next 7 years. People are going to start saying, kind of like they did in the 60s when we were in the world of Aquarius. They're going to start, like Uranus, rebellion, going against the grain, going against the government. They're going to start doing these things, not obviously not the same issues politically, socially, emotionally, and financially, economically, as far as where we are in the world system today. Obviously, it's a different thing, but those are going to be the things that we're going to be needing to be cognizant of, aware of for the next 7 years to keep ourselves in balance and make sure that we take care of ourselves, our health, our wealth, our well-being, so that we can be successful during this time. And now to the tarot. I was thinking of so many of you this week, and it was so lovely. I'm trying to put this back here. So I'm going to start. I'm going to pick a deck today based on our conversations. Big box here. I'm going to go with the Luminary deck. I always shuffle. Some people, I notice when they're doing their YouTube channel, they shuffle not in front of other people. I don't know why. Like, oh, it took me too long to shuffle. I'll shuffle before him. I'm like, all right, how do I know you pick cards? But anyway, I'm sure everybody's as honest as we possibly can be. I like to shuffle in front of my audience because I want them to see that the cards are shuffled, pre-shuffled, that are not pre-shuffled. Let me see what others can see. Let me see what others can see. Let me see. Oh, man, this card has come up a lot today in readings. Okay. I'm going to put this here. Put my mouse to fall on the floor. I want you to be able to see the board too. So, okay. We have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, she's having a hard time making a decision. She's blocking her heart. She's keeping herself safe from the outside forces. She's protecting her mind. Okay? Balance. She has the emotions behind her. She has the ocean behind her. And she has the mountains behind her. And the sun is setting. Family. And she's the moon. She's got the intuitive. She's closing her heart. And she's blocking herself and her emotions here. What are we blocking? For those of you in the collective, what are we possibly blocking? Or are we blocking our heart? Are we trying to protect ourselves? Are we holding off on our emotions and keeping it blocked? We have our intuitive to guide us, to give us help, to give us guidance on what we might do, what we need to do, instead of blocking our heart, blocking our minds, thinking about what we need to do, where are we going next, not crossing people off because we're not letting them in. Decisions to make, coping with ideas, coping with decisions. Okay. Hmm. We have the Two of Swords. Swords is always focused on the mind, the intellect. But now we have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. She is a very, very, very astute. You know, Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles is all about the material world, money, wealth, business. Maybe we're making decisions. Back this over. We could be crossing our hearts. Do we have decisions to make and that are hard decisions to make? But this has to do all about the Queen of Hearts, honey. They are all about being the earth mama, all about wealth, business, the material world, health, well-being, groundingness. She's got the earth all around her, surrounding her, and she's holding on to that beauty. The material world, like almost like the goddess of the earth. Are we crossing off our decisions that we have to make? Are we holding that back, our hearts back? Do we have material decisions to make? She's a very down to earth woman, this Queen of Pentacles. Yes. You know, money, wealth, business. She's very serious in the world, very down to earth, though. Could be that the decisions that you're needing to make, that you're blocking off and you're holding on for the decisions to be made because maybe we have some things that have to do with, could be something that we have to do with what is going on around us in our environment, or our ecological assessment environment, meaning the home, the world we have around us, the earth we have around us, your material world, your finances, your wealth, your health, your happiness, all that has to do with Venus. Venus is finance, relationships, duality, working with others, the material world. See what we got coming next. And I will put these down here for you all to look at the end, and we'll pull our oracle cards. I haven't a lot of nice things for everybody today. See what we've got. We've got crossing our heart, crossing our emotions, having decisions to make. Whatever we're going forward, this Queen of Pentacles, just, you know, she is the Mother Earth, purest of Mother Earth. material world, money, wealth, well-being, life balance, life pursuing, care for our bodies, care for our earth, caring for nature. These are things that you're thinking about. Sorry, that you're thinking about. The next card we have is the Four of Cups. And this is, I almost say this because you're making a decision here. It looks like you're making a decision here. With the Four of Cups, you're humdrum, you're bored. The Four is solitude. The, the Four of Cups is, the need to move forward, you know, the need to be impressionable. It's almost like you're like, oh, okay, these cups, I've got these here, but you know, I need something more. And then the universe is handing you the fourth cup and say, here, take this fourth cup and tell me what you can do with it. What do you want to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Instead of being humdrum in your life with this Four of Cups, and Cups is all about emotion, spirituality, intuitive, deep connections with the other world, the worldly beings, compassion, love for nature. He's sitting here, he's bored, he's feeling like, I don't know. I don't think, and I need this to change. We need this to change because I'm not happy here. And the universe is coming in and saying, here, take this cup, do what ye will, make something of it, show me what you can do. You've got a lot of decisions to make, and then you've got the show me what you can do cup. In the middle, you've got wealth, well-being, business, health. For the collective out here, I feel like a lot of you have a lot of decisions to make. You've got a lot of money coming towards you, or you're already a lot of money saved up. You've got some things that you want to do with your business, your health, your well-being, your job, your career, but you're not sure where to focus the wealth and the well-being in your material world. You have decisions to make. You're holding your heart close to you and your mind, thinking, using your tuition, keeping your emotions at bay, but you have a lot of decisions to make about health, well-being, our bodies, how we live our life, and what we're doing with our finances. But here it's telling me some of you just might be bored. The universe is handing you a card up here. Sorry. Yes. The universe is handing you the extra cup up there and saying, if you're not satisfied with the way the outcome is, and I said this already, a lot of people are leaving their jobs and they're going to do the things that they like to do. Ironic, because this is this card. They have the cups there that were handed to them. They have the money and the finances, the health, the wealth, the well-being, the business, our life, the life that we want to live is apparently not there for everybody. They've got this cup from the universe, and the universe, the hand holding the cup, the universe, you have three cups here. You have three cups here. Your life is okay. This person is not satisfied. He's humdrum. He's in solitude. He's trying to reconsider what he's going to do. And the universe is coming in and handing him this cup and saying, do what ye will. Do what you need to do. Show me what you can do with the decisions that you make, with the money, the health, the wealth, the well-being and life you want to live. I'm handing you this cup. Let's see what you do with it. I just had that conversation with everybody. This is going to be how Uranus and Gemini is going to show up going over for the next 7 years. People are going to be leaving what they used to do. And they're going to be like, bye, see ya. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm the corporate world. It sucks. And I want to live a real life where I'm happy. I could be with my family. I could be with my partner. I could be with my children. I can live life. I could be in nature. I could take care of my health. I don't have to stress out. I don't have to push myself and not, work 70 hours and only sleep 4 hours a night and kill myself and hurt my health anymore because they're making decisions. They're holding their heart close and their money close to them and their decisions close and their emotions close to them on how they feel about all these things. And their money is coming in. The Queen of Wands, Mother Earth, like having Gaia sitting next to you. Wealth, health, happiness, the world. You almost like you've got the world in your hands, the wealth. And you're not, some of you in the collective are not happy with that. You want to move forward, and the universe is saying to you, okay, I'm sorry. You've got the universe saying to you, okay, if you're not happy with the cups that you have, the wealth that you have decisions to make. What are you going to do with those cups? What are you going to do with that cup I'm handing you? The universe is coming in with the cup, saying, okay, I'm handing this to you. Show me what you're going to do with us. A lot of people are going to be going through that after the 25th of April. Going forward for the next 7 years, it's going to be a revelation of change in the world. Many people are going to be changing their lives. Sure. Let's see if I can get, I'm going to shuffle. I want to see why the Two of Swords is there. Maybe we can pull another card and get a clarifier. Shall we? Three times three. You know what? Here's the sun. Do, 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 do. Here comes the sun. Yeah, this is this decision, these decisions that are going to be made to make to with the money that you're making, the universe handing that cup. Some of you that want to change and go on and move on with the wealth and the money that you're making, with the world that you're in. You're going to take these cups, and you might not be happy with them, and you're going to make a change with them. And you've got the sun. This is you, the sun, the sun. We're our sun sign. I'm a sun. My sun sign is Pisces. Rising sign Gemini. You've got the sun. You're going to fall into you. For those in the collective, for those of you that want to make this change, the universe is calling you to make this change. They're handing it over to you and saying, I'm handing this to you now. You're not happy. You've got decisions to make. You're stressed out. Look at this lady. I have to wake up every day and feel like you're in a rainstorm. That's what that reminds me of. I've got to make decisions. I've got the moon. I've got my intuition. She's holding her heart back, or she's holding her mind back. Card of Gemini. Duality. Holding her heart back. Holding both sides of her back. Making her mind up. She's got the blindfold on. She's not using her senses. She's using her intellect, her intuition, her emotions to take the money that she's made and how she's been living in her world, his or her world currently, with abundance, wanting abundance, money, wealth, business, well-being, a way of life that they want to live. They're taking this person, he or she's taking this person taking their funds, their money, their finances, their duality, their love, their relationships, and they're making a new life for themselves because they're not happy with this life. And the universe is telling them by handing them the cup, you don't like this? I'm going to give this cup to you. I'm going to let you make it your own. And this is how most of you will come out if you take that chance, if you take that on. The sun will be there. You will down the road live your life in the sun. That's fantastic. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to leave this up here for all of you to take a look at. This is beautiful. You are beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go on to our oracle cards. I have one here for clarifying life situations. Since we're going into Uranus and Gemini, we're still carrying a stellium. We've got Venus conjunct Uranus on the 23rd, Venus and going into Gemini on the 24th. We've got the 25th where everything's going to start, where Uranus is going to go into Gemini. Before that, on the 20th, though, I want to remind everybody, okay, on Monday, Mercury conjuncts Saturn, third house issues. Saturn is the police officer of the zodiac, this planet, this energy. Keep your ducks in a row. Okay. This is life and love, clarity. The deck is. I don't have it all here. I just got the picture of it. Clarifying life situations is what it is, and I like this. With the thought of us going into the next 7 years, I said, yeah, I did the research, but I thought, yeah, the next couple of months, we might want to take a look at some of those things. And for the collective for today, for Friday, August 17th, I'm trying to get a card come out here on its own. Oh, okay, not going through. It's stuck. And this card came out. Okay. And what do we have today, my darling? Okay, ocean of possibilities. Love it. Navigate through the bounteous ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. We just went through that conversation. Da, 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 da. I'm loving it. Okay. Ocean of possibilities. Bottom. If it came in the other way, I would have read the other one. Ocean of possibilities. I'm going to leave that there for all of you to take a look at and take notes on. I love sailing. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love the ocean. I love walking on the beach at night. Ocean of possibilities. Again, navigate through the bounteous ocean of possibilities. The horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths for all of you to take. For all of you to take. It's a beautiful sailing picture. Okay, I'll put that there for all of you. And we have our karma card. What happened to us in our karmic reality this week? I can tell you, I definitely was not expecting many other things to happen this past month. I sure didn't. That's for more than sure. I can guarantee you it's been a whirlwind of like a cyclone. I said, I think I'm going to just take over here for the next couple of weeks. But I believe sometimes change is very good. It forces all of us to look at things that we won't look at. Oh, there goes a card. Okay. There it is. All right. Ruby, I like it. Okay. It says rewire the way you love. And this is the karmic path. Okay. Heal the past and free the patterns and rewrite your karmic path. Love it, love it, love it. I'm a true believer that everybody deserves to live in the life that they love and want to live in. Rewire the way you love. When pain becomes the pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection, begin again differently. I'll read it again. Rewire the way you love. Everybody should rewire the way they love. If we keep repeating the same patterns of behavior, normally we call that insanity in the psychiatry. In our psychiatry classes, when you get into a master's and doctorate degree, they call that insanity when we don't learn from our lessons. So this is reminding us, the karma card is reminding us, rewire the way you love. When pain becomes the pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection. Begin again differently. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on us, baby. Don't give up on us, baby. Rewire the way you love. When pain becomes the pattern in love, it's time to relearn connection. Begin again differently. Sometimes we have to, after the things that we've been through in life, sometimes we do have to learn how to re-love differently because we've been through so many traumatic experiences. Sometimes we've forgotten who we used to be, and we're not that person anymore because of those traumatic experiences. And we do have to learn how to re-love again because we're not the same person after we've been hurt so many times like that. Because like those things that happen in life change us to change ourselves to rethink and reprogram and turn into better people. We ascend to be better people and learn from those experiences. Okay, our angel number today. And then I'm going to pull down my camera so all of you can see the lovely, lovely, lovely cards and take your notes. And then I will stop the recording and I will post it for everybody to see. And you will have a great Friday, new moon day. Make sure we're manifesting all this week. Hopefully, all of you have. And you will be following through with your manifestation spells, following through with what you want to manifest, meditation, sitting outside, taking in the fresh air, looking at the new moon, looking up the sky. All right. Whew. Ah, woo. 888. Karma. Okay. Yes, karma. 888. Karma. Balance, finances. We talked about that. Balance, finances, success, wealth. Okay. Can I just, we just talked about that. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. All connection cards. The cards connect. When we do the research, cards connect. When we do our meditations, we meditate, ground, upload. Karma, 888. Balance, finances, success, wealth. Cycles. What goes around comes around. A lot of money is coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. Please think about what I just said from this card, and I'm going to turn it around and have everybody take a look at it for a minute or so. This message encourages us to take personal responsibility and use it to realize the greatest potential. People around you. Appreciate the people in your life, especially after the losses. 888. Look that up. There we go. A lot of money is coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages us, to take personal responsibility, to use it to realize your greatest potential. That's our reading for today. Mwah. Thank you for being here. I'm going to let the camera stay down on the cards. All of you can take a look, take your notes, jot down any messages that you liked. I hope to see you next week. I will be here again on Sunday for Sunday and Monday's reading for the 19th and the 20th. The 19th and the 20th, we're going to be talking about the sun in Taurus, which is so great. So great. And then we're going to be talking about, that's so lovely. I'm so excited to talk about it on Sunday. And don't forget to bring your tea. And if you don't have to go to work on Monday, bring less one. Jealous. On the 20th, Mercury conjunct Saturn. I'm going to talk about that second half of Sunday's reading. I will see you there. I'm going to put the camera down so you can take your notes. Blessed be. I will see you on Sunday. Trying to make this so everybody can see. Try to get this up there for only get to see that. It's 4 of Cups. Take heed this message from the universe. When the universe gives you a cup like that, don't blow it off, please. With that said, I hope you had a great day. Love you to pieces. Everybody, I sure enjoyed having you. And I enjoyed talking to some of you. I have lots of people to talk to in the chat this evening. I'm so excited for you. And if you want a reading from me, my name is Kat, or you can call me Kate. I'm at Dana's Celtic World at gmail.com or Dana's Celtic World on Facebook, Dana's Celtic World on Instagram, and you can text me or message me on all of those different locations. If you want to read it or if you want to um, talk about the astrology and you want to go through your astrology chart, we could do that, or we could do both a reading and astrology. That would be lovely, and we can make a copy of that, and you can keep it for your records, and you'll have that to go to as a go-to in the future. We can talk about goals and career aspects, or your personal love and children, and whatever you have going for what you dream to come true for you. Have a good one. I wish the best for you, and have a good evening. Happy new moon, and I'll see you on Sunday. Ciao.